For all of you ladies and gentlemen out there who have busy, hectic schedules and don't think you have time to keep your shoes, boots, or high heels looking great, well, this episode is for you. Stay tuned because we're going to show you the 5-minute shoe shine. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to show you the 5-minute shoe shine. For a lot of folks, you know, we're all busy, we have hectic schedules with kids, with work, with events after work, on the weekends, and shoes are one of those things that always seem to be neglected. We're in the shoe industry, and on a weekly basis we get folks that come into our shop and say, hey, you know what, I just don't have time to shine my shoes, or I don't know how to shine my shoes. I'm surprised at how many folks we encounter every week that say that. And the honest truth is, and like we tell them, there's really not much to it. I mean, a shoe shine may look intimidating. A lot of folks are so afraid they're going to ruin their shoes or the leather when they start shining on their own. But really, there's nothing to it. And believe it or not, 5 minutes is really all you need to just give it a basic shine, and that's really all your shoes are needing. We've got a pair of shoes here, a pair of Taboot New York leather loafers, and this gentleman brought these shoes into us. He wanted to have some repair work done, and he wanted to have these shined up. And as you can see, they are very scuffed up, and they have not been shined or polished for quite some time. So that's what we're going to take care of today. So to start off, everything you see here is basically all you need to do a quick 5-minute shine. Depending on how often you wear your shoes really depends on how often you need to polish them. If you're someone that only has 1 or 2 pair of shoes and you keep them in your rotation and you're wearing that same pair of shoes, several times a week, well then you're going to get scuffs on them a lot faster than if you have, 5 or 6 pair that you're rotating in and out. So it really depends on how often you think they need to be polished. The other thing, when it comes to just a quick 5-minute shoe shine, we get folks that ask, well, should I be using wax? Should I use cream? And I'm a big firm believer in cream. Why? Because cream has a lot more colored pigment in it than what a wax does. It also has a lot of conditioners and natural conditioning products in there that are great for your leather to keep it soft and supple. So that's why I recommend to folks when they come into our shop just to buy shoe cream if you're just needing something to hit your shoe, make it look great, give it a little bit of a shine, and you're out the door. And that's what we're going to be using today. All of the products here you see can be found on our website and are readily available. We have found a color here that is pretty close match to this pair of loafers that we'll be using for the uppers. And we've got a dark brown here that we will be using along the heel block. A lot of folks neglect the heel block here and along the edge of the sole, and that on most shoes, those are leather and they need to be polished as well. So to start off, I always like to put shoe trees in the shoe. It just is going to help to pull that shoe, make it a little more taut so that we can polish them better. If you don't have shoe trees, get some, but you don't necessarily have to have them when you're polishing your shoes, but it does help. First thing you're going to do, you're just going to brush the shoe off quickly just to take off any excess dust. And if your shoes are really dirty, then it's probably going to take a little longer than 5 minutes. You're going to want to use some sort of cleaning saddle soap or a cleaning lotion, just depending on how dirty they are. But for most folks, just brushing them off will be fine. Now I have an old rag here that I like to use. Now you can use a dauber, a little horsehair dauber when you're putting on your shoe cream. Believe it or not, you can use your fingers. I've done that a lot. Or you can just use a little shoe shine rag like this. This is an old t-shirt that we tore up. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take a little bit of cream. It doesn't take much. And you're just going to begin working that cream all into the leather. And you can see while I'm doing that how much color is already being put back into this shoe that has been missing for quite some time. You want to work on any of those places where you have scuffs or where the color is really missing. Now some shoes that you'll find have a lighter color stitching on it, you know, some of this stitching you see along here, along the shoes, than what the color of the shoe is. So you may have like a dark brown shoe like this with maybe a light brown stitching or a white stitching. And if you have that, then I really recommend not using a shoe shine dauber, but again using something like this where you can use your fingers and you can really work around that white stitching. And if that makes you a little intimidated to do that, or you don't want to get anything on that white stitching, then what we will do a lot of times here at the shop is we will use the dark color pigment or cream along those places like the toe and the back of the shoe, and then we will use a neutral color cream around the rest of the shoe. So the neutral cream does not have pigment on it, and it won't color those stitches. So there we go on that one. I'm just going to work the cream into this shoe now and let that one dry to a haze. And again, you can see I'm not having to be super delicate with this shoe. It's nothing to be, afraid of when you're using shoe cream on your shoes. It's not going to hurt the shoe. I'm just working it all into it. You can see how fast this goes. So if I'm sitting there, I always enjoyed growing up polishing my shoes on the weekends. It was just, it's kind of one of those things I've always enjoyed doing, kind of therapeutic and relaxing while you sit there and you're watching golf or sports on the weekend or whatever you're doing. Just pull out the old shoe shine kit and whatever shoes need to be done. And like I said, it doesn't take long at all. So see, I've already polished the shoes. It's as simple as that. Now what I'm going to do is use this dark cream here along the soles of the shoe and along the heel block. I'm just going to work that in real quickly, just like this. Alright, just like that toe area. Again, sorry for the phone. We do film here at our shop, and a lot of times we have to film during the hours that we're open, so every now and then you will hear the phone ringing. Alright, that's all there is to it. Get that little toe area right there. Now after that, what you're going to do is you're going to take a horsehair shoe brush, preferably a very high quality shoe brush. You'll find a lot of cheaper ones out there, and it doesn't take long for the hair to begin falling out. So you want to make sure that you're getting a very high quality one. This is a Saphir brush that we carry here on in our shop and online. And all you're going to do is just run it all over this shoe. And you can see as I do that, it's already bringing out the shine. See, that took me no time at all to polish these shoes. It was simple, as I said. After you've buffed those off, what I recommend doing is taking a cotton chamois or a t-shirt or some sort of soft rag and lightly rubbing over the shoe. Now, especially with these Saphir products that we carry, the pigment is very strong, and sometimes after you've shined your shoe and you've brushed over it, it does leave some excess residue on there, and you don't want that coming off on your pants, so you can see there. But after you've done that, you know, like I said, you just rub over lightly, and what that does, it brings out the shine too. It also pulls off any of that excess so it doesn't get on your pants leg. Alright, so you can see there, pulled it off. And that's it. That was less than 5 minutes. The shoes are done. Look how much better they look. All of those scuffs that we had up here on the toe are gone. The scuffs back here, the heel blocks have color back in them, and it looks like a brand new shoe.